Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Samurai Goddess. The goddess next door takes on kung fu killers in this action-packed martial arts Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Samurai Goddess in paperback and e-readers today. You would think that watching my videos, I'm just a guy sitting in a chair just talking. However, that's not the case at all. In order to make one of these videos, there's a lot that goes into it. And in this video, I'm going to explain my process. Now, I'm a very, very busy guy. If I'm not writing, I'm out promoting books on social media, or I'm out here trying to write new books to sell on online retailers. And that's a lot of work, and usually I have to, in the mornings, film these videos. So most of these videos are filmed from anywhere from 7 a.m. to about 9 a.m. So that's usually my recording time because that's the only quiet time I have. That's the only time I have in the day to pretty much focus on making these videos. So I only have 2 hours to pretty much shoot this video, and then I have to go into iMovie to edit the video. And that's why you see the ads these days tacked onto the video. And that's all part of my process, because the reason why I put the ads on the videos is because I want more people to know about my books, and I want them to get to know, that my books are available in paperback and in e-readers. And that's one of the reasons why the ad is on the beginning. That's one of the ways that these days I pretty much try to make money, and the other way is the video itself. So that's one of the things that I do in the mornings. In addition, in the mornings, that's when I'm doing the final proofread on the blogs that I write. And I usually write 3 blogs a week on my Shawn James Black freelance writer site. And on that site, the site gets updated every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if there's a holiday, it might get updated 2 times a week, because that's the only time I can get to the library to use the internet. But that's all part of my day. And then when I get to the library, I'm usually uploading videos, and then after that, I'm out there promoting books like those in the ISIS series, or other books on social media. And because I'm promoting books all the time, it's a lot of work. And I'm going to different groups, and I'm posting books all the time. And because that's how I pretty much make my money these days, through those book sales and through YouTube videos. And one of the reasons why I came on was to pretty much let people get to know me, and to find a venue to try to reach more people so they could see my books and go buy them. But in order to make one of these videos, it all ties into my writing. And in my writing, I do a lot of research. In order for me to write different books, I do extensive research. For example, for the 2 books that I've written so far about the Black Goth subculture, Spinsterella and Spellbound, I did at least 3 years of research on the Goth subculture, listening to different YouTube videos. Like, I listened to over thousands of hours of videos, and I also did research on different websites on the Goth subculture. So there was a lot that went into that, in addition to my own background knowledge, because I just didn't want to go in with just my background knowledge. I wanted to give people a balanced and comprehensive picture. I wanted to look at the positives, look at the negatives, and present a balanced picture. So in order for me to talk about a subject, I have done extensive research on it, just like I've done extensive research on men's issues. I just don't just sit here and just a guy sitting here talking. And when I talk about a subject, I know that subject backwards and forwards. I know the positive side, I know the negative side, I know both sides of the argument. So when I present a point on a subject, I pretty much know that subject like the back of my hand. And other subjects I talk about, like the comic book industry, the publishing industry, I've been a part of that industry for over 20 years. So I know the business of publishing. I know the business of entertainment. I know it like the back of my hand. So when I make a video on that subject, I'm coming from my years of experience self-publishing, my years of experience trying to work with trade publishers, and I'm coming from my years of experience as a professional writer. So when I approach those subjects, I pretty much know them thoroughly and extensively. And when I'm talking about them, I can talk about them in depth because I know the subject matter. This is why I can sit there and make a 20-minute video on a subject, or in one case, with one book I did an entire hour-long video on my nonfiction book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, because I knew the subject matter. I've done the research, and I can sit down and talk about it in depth because that's just who I am. This is just not a guy sitting in a chair talking. This is a guy who pretty much knows what he's talking about, and he can talk about it because he's done the research. He's studied the subject, and he can talk about it backwards and forwards to you. And that's why people come to watch the videos, because the videos present information to people. And that's one of the reasons why people watch, my videos, because they really like getting information. They really like learning. And that's one of the things that people tell me, that I should be a teacher, because the way I present the information simply breaks it down so pretty much anyone can understand it. And that was one of the things that I try to do with my writing, is I try to break things down so just about anyone can understand it. I want the layperson to be able to understand things, because I believe if we have this information superhighway, you should be able to pick up information and understand it thoroughly and completely. You should come out of that video knowing more than what you came in. Just like when people read my books, whether it be a novel or whether it be a piece of nonfiction, they come out of it with more than they came in. And because they can come out of it with more than they came in easily, the reading experience, helps them grow. Just like when they watch my videos, it helps them grow, because that's what the internet is all about to me. That's how I see the internet. It's a place where people come to learn. They don't come here to be entertained. They come here for information, and the information helps them grow. It helps them learn about new things, and it's just not a guy sitting in a chair. It's a guy trying to share his knowledge, his information, and information to enrich others. And there's a lot that goes into these videos. Sometimes what you see here isn't just me just talking. It's been a lot. It's me talking, but it's talking about things that I know about extensively, and it's things that I've researched. And the way I'm talking to you right now, this is the way I talk at my home. This is the way I talk to my family. This is the way I talk to people in the street. Some people have actually met me on the street, and they can tell you that there is no difference between who I am on this channel and who I am in real life. So everything that I do is pretty much consistent. And what you see in these videos is pretty much transparent. That's why one of the other things I try to do is I try to be extremely transparent, in these videos. That's why I just talk about everything. So I want everybody to know that I'm pretty much a straightforward guy. And these videos, there's a lot that goes into them in trying to put them together in 2 hours. So I'm not just a guy sitting in a chair. Again, in order for me to make this video, usually before I even get up out of bed, I'm sitting there thinking about how I'm going to present this video to people, how I'm going to present this message to people, and how I'm going to form these arguments. And sometimes I'm running the arguments through my head in the morning before I even say a single word, because I want to be able to make sure that I can convey what I want to say to people in a constructive manner, a way that they can understand it, a way that keeps them compelled, and a way that allows them to learn as much as possible. So when you watch a video that I present, it's just not a guy sitting in a chair just talking to you. It's a guy who really goes out of his way to put a lot into this video before a single frame of it is shot from my MacBook's camera, because that's the only camera I use these days, except for, with the exception of the camera I used on the vlog that I made for North Carolina now and the New York City Comic Con. That's the only time I ever took a camera outside, but usually I just stay home and make the videos here, because that's a lot easier for me, because I just want you to learn as much as possible, and keeping things stationary allows you to just sit down and listen to me rather than sit down and have things moving, because I know a lot of guys, they watch these videos sometimes, and some of them they're doing other things. They're multitasking, or they're putting it on as a podcast. So I want to make it easier for my viewers. That's why this is just a guy sitting in a chair. But the information that is being presented in these videos, there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of research goes into it, and a lot of it, again, is presented so that you can learn as much as possible in the easiest possible way. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.